Your cat might be in pain right now and you have no idea. Cats are amazing at hiding when they hurt. It's a survival instinct from their wild ancestors. But this means your cat could be suffering for weeks or even months before you notice anything is wrong. Today, I'm going to show you 5 subtle signs that your cat is in pain. These aren't obvious limping or crying. These are small changes in behavior that most people think are normal, but they're actually your cat's way of saying, "I'm hurting." By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for so you can get your cat help before the pain gets worse. So let's get started. Sign number 1, changes in grooming habits. Your cat has always been clean and well groomed, but lately you've noticed their fur looks a little messy in certain spots. Or maybe they're grooming one area way more than usual. Most people think their cat is just getting lazy or picky about grooming. But this is actually one of the earliest signs of pain. When a cat hurts, grooming becomes difficult or uncomfortable. Think about it like this. If your shoulder hurt every time you lifted your arm, you'd stop lifting it as much. Cats do the same thing. If bending to reach their back legs causes pain, they'll stop grooming those areas. Over time, you'll see matted fur, a greasy coat, or bald spots where they can't reach anymore. On the other hand, some cats do the opposite. They overgroom the area that hurts. You might see them licking one spot constantly until the fur is thin or gone. They're trying to soothe the pain, but it actually makes things worse. This is really common with arthritis, dental problems, or skin conditions that cause discomfort. The sad part is that most people don't connect grooming changes to pain. They think their cat is just aging or being different. But your cat isn't being lazy or weird. They're telling you something hurts and they need help. Pay attention to how your cat grooms. Are there areas they used to clean that they're avoiding now? Are they spending way more time licking one specific spot? These changes don't happen overnight. They're gradual, which makes them easy to miss. But once you know to look for them, they become obvious signs that your cat needs to see a vet. Quick reality check. If your cat is showing this first sign, comment the word grooming below. I want to see how many cats are actually dealing with this right now. It's way more common than people think. Sign number 2, sleeping in different positions or places. Cats love routine, especially when it comes to sleep. If your cat has always curled up in a tight ball but suddenly starts sleeping stretched out, that's not just a new preference. It might be pain. Or if your cat used to sleep on their favorite high perch but now only sleeps on the floor, that's another warning sign. Cats in pain change how and where they sleep because their usual positions have become uncomfortable. Let me give you an example. A cat with arthritis in their spine might stop curling up tightly because that position hurts their joints, so they start sleeping stretched out to avoid the discomfort. A cat with dental pain might sleep with their head in a weird position to keep pressure off their sore teeth. A cat with a hurt paw might avoid jumping up to their usual sleeping spot because landing hurts too much. These changes seem small, but they tell you a lot about what your cat is feeling. Here's what makes this so heartbreaking. Your cat isn't complaining or asking for help. They're just quietly adjusting their life to manage the pain on their own. They're trying not to bother you, even though they're suffering. Most owners notice these changes but think, "Oh, she's just getting older," or "He must like that spot better now." But cats don't change their habits for no reason. If your cat is sleeping differently or in different places, pain is one of the most common causes. Watch where and how your cat sleeps. If they're avoiding their favorite high spots, that could mean jumping hurts. If they're sleeping in strange positions with their body stretched out or their head tilted, something might be bothering them. Take note of these changes and mention them to your vet. They are important clues about what's going on inside your cat's body. Sign number 3, avoiding activities they used to enjoy. Your cat used to love jumping on the counter or playing with their favorite toy, but lately they just don't seem interested anymore. You might think they're bored or getting older, but often the real reason is pain. Cats avoid activities that hurt, but they do it so gradually that you don't realize it's happening. One day you look back and realize your cat hasn't played in weeks, or they haven't jumped on their cat tree in months. Here's how this usually plays out. Let's say your cat has developing arthritis in their back legs. Jumping starts to hurt, so they do it less often. At first, they might hesitate for a second before jumping. Then they start choosing lower surfaces. Eventually, they stop jumping altogether. But because this happens over weeks or months, you don't notice the pattern. You just think they're becoming less active. The same thing happens with play. If running or pouncing causes pain, your cat will stop playing. But instead of thinking, "My cat might be hurting," most people think, "I guess she's just not playful anymore." This is one of the most common signs of pain that gets completely missed. Cats are naturally active and curious. When they stop doing things they used to love, something is usually wrong. It's not age, it's not personality change, it's pain making those activities uncomfortable. And here's the worst part. The longer this goes on, the weaker your cat becomes. They stop moving because it hurts, which makes their muscles weaker, which makes moving hurt even more. It becomes a cycle that's hard to break. Pay attention to what your cat used to do compared to what they do now. Have they stopped jumping on furniture? Do they ignore toys they used to chase? Are they spending more time just lying around instead of exploring? These aren't just signs of an older cat. They're often signs of a cat in pain who needs help. All right, here's where I need your help. Has your cat stopped doing any activity they used to love? Comment yes or no below. This helps me understand how many cats are silently dealing with pain right now. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now because the next two signs are the ones most vets don't even think to check for. You don't want to miss this. Sign number 4, changes in their litter box routine. This one surprises a lot of people, but changes in how your cat uses the litter box can be a major sign of pain. I'm not just talking about accidents outside the box, though that's definitely a red flag. I'm talking about subtle changes like how long they take to get in and out, how they position themselves, or how often they go. A cat with arthritis might have trouble stepping over the side of a high litter box. You might notice them hesitating before they climb in, or they might eliminate right at the edge instead of in the middle because moving around in the box hurts. A cat with back or hip pain might have trouble squatting in their normal position. They might stand while they urinate instead of crouching, or they might only stay in the box for a few seconds instead of their usual routine. A cat with paw pain might avoid digging in the litter because it hurts their feet. You'll notice they don't cover their waist as thoroughly as they used to. Here's a really important one. If your cat is straining in the litter box or going more frequently than usual, that could be a sign of a painful urinary problem. Many owners think their cat is constipated when they're actually in pain from a urinary tract issue. These changes are easy to miss because you're not usually watching your cat use the litter box closely. But if you pay attention, you'll notice these differences, and they're important because litter box changes can indicate serious pain that needs immediate attention. Urinary problems, in particular, can become life-threatening quickly if they're not treated. Watch how your cat approaches and uses their litter box. Are they hesitating? Are they in and out faster than usual? Are they eliminating in unusual positions? Do they seem uncomfortable or make any sounds while they're in there? These small changes can tell you that your cat is dealing with pain that affects their most basic daily routines. Sign number 5, changes in their eyes and facial expressions. Most people don't realize that cats show pain in their faces, but they absolutely do. A cat in pain often has a tense, worried expression that's different from their usual relaxed face. Their eyes might look slightly squinted, their ears might be held in a different position, or their whiskers might point forward or back instead of their normal angle. These changes are subtle, but once you learn to see them, they become obvious. Let me explain what to look for. A relaxed, comfortable cat has soft eyes that might be half closed or fully closed when they're content. Their ears are upright and facing forward or gently to the sides. Their whiskers are relaxed and point slightly outward. But a cat in pain often squints their eyes slightly, even when they're awake and alert. It's like they're concentrating on the discomfort. Their ears might be held back or flat against their head more than usual. Their whiskers might be pulled tight against their face or pushed forward in a tense position. Some cats in chronic pain develop what's called a grimace. Their whole face looks tense and unhappy. The muscles around their eyes and mouth are tight. They might stare more than usual, or their gaze might seem distant and unfocused. This is especially common in cats with dental pain or headaches. You might also notice your cat's pupils are dilated larger than normal, even in bright light. Pain causes stress, and stress can make their pupils stay wide. Here's why this matters so much. Your cat's face is one of the most honest indicators of how they're feeling. They can't fake it or hide it completely. If you take time to really look at your cat's face and compare it to how they used to look, you might see these tension signs that reveal pain. This is one of those things where photos can really help. Look at pictures of your cat from a year ago and compare them to how they look now. Do their eyes look different? Does their face seem more tense? These visual comparisons can show you changes you didn't notice happening gradually. Pay attention to your cat's facial expression, especially when they're resting or when they think you're not looking. A cat in pain can't fully relax their face, even when they're trying to sleep. If your cat's face looks tense, worried, or different from how it used to look, that's a sign something might be wrong. Let's take a moment to think about what we've covered today. These 5 signs, changes in grooming, different sleeping habits, avoiding activities, litter box changes, and facial tension, are all ways your cat tries to tell you they're in pain. The tragedy is that most cat owners completely miss these signals because they happen so gradually and they seem like small personality changes instead of pain symptoms. Your cat depends on you to notice when something is wrong. They can't tell you in words that they hurt. All they can do is change their behavior in these subtle ways and hope you'll understand. The good news is that now you know what to look for. You can catch pain early before it becomes severe. You can get your cat to a vet and get them the help they need to feel better. If you've noticed any of these signs in your cat, don't wait. Make a vet appointment and mention these specific changes. Tell them what you've observed about grooming, sleep, activity, litter box use, or facial expression. These details help your vet figure out what's causing the pain and how to treat it. Early treatment makes a huge difference in your cat's quality of life. Here's my question for you. Which of these 5 signs is your cat showing right now? Comment the number below, 1 through 5. And if your cat isn't showing any of these, comment healthy so I know they're doing well. I'm genuinely curious how many cats are silently dealing with pain. If this video opened your eyes to signs you've been missing, smash that like button and share this with every cat owner you know. Seriously, every cat deserves to live without pain, and most owners have no idea these signs even exist. And subscribe because I'm making more videos that reveal the hidden health problems vets don't always have time to explain. Your cat's well-being might depend on what you learn here. Thanks for watching.